So we appreciate things not going on too long, but I mean, we're gonna stay up anyway for Latin America, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I got energy drinks for a reason.
Oh,
as we kick off our final series of the evening, where it all began here on 2000 Atmospheres LE. We're in the top right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have our red Protoss player, somebody who we saw earlier today, and we're also going to see now at the end of it. Representing Synthex, we have GunGFuBanDa from Germany.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Blue Terran player himself, hailing from the land of France and representing Team Liquid. It is Clem.
Known by many as the Klempora. And already being cheeky with an eBay block.
Here we go. The engineering bay is already being thrown down. Forces GunGFuBanDa to respond as he tries to focus down that SCV. If he does, he can commit and take down this eBay as, oh my god, Clem, being as annoying as possible, keeping the SCV alive.
The jukes and the jives, man. That one SCV is just taunting the rest of the probes now.
Yeah, and I also have to point out that I feel a little bit bad for GunGFuBanDa because as great as the player as he is, and to be fair, he is great as, oh my god, the SCV even gets a little bit more done there on the NG Bay. Game 1 of his group, he goes up against Showtime. Series 2, he goes up against Clem. Oh.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a rough day for him to say the least. You know, it's been a long week, and what better way to end it off than to face arguably the two best players of their respective race in the region.
Yeah, Showtime for Protoss, Clem definitely for Terran. So we'll see if GunGFuBanDa has anything special in store for him. Again, with the group stage, you know well ahead of time the players in your group, so you can kind of formulate a plan with how you want to approach these series. So far, I mean, we did see a little bit of a scout there for GunGFuBanDa. He did confirm that we had a factory follow-up, so he knows it's not going to be any kind of 3-racks.
Yeah, and he sees the... I believe he saw the lift up on the factory as well, so yeah, he should be at least a little bit worried about some coming his way there.
Yeah, I mean, like here with the Adept, he's going to confirm as well. We did have an add-on switch here, so we are going to be seeing Hellions coming out for Clem. He even saw these Hellions as they were popping out, so he's fully aware of that, and now he's going to be able to wall off. But what he doesn't know is the fact that we have a proxy starport.
Indeed, we do. I'm getting a little bit of deja vu now to... Was it Euthermal or was it Acheron who did this? I think it was Acheron against Strange.
Yes, Acheron versus Strange. Oh boy, it is how he started that off. Meanwhile, the Adepts are going to end up meeting these Hellions, going to force them back for the time being, but a medevac is on the way here to drop said Hellions past the wall into the natural or even the main.
Yeah, I'm glad that GunGFuBanDa does have a little bit of vision at the edge of his main base, but there's still a pretty big blind spot over here in right down the middle.
There really is, and mate, Clem doesn't even care. He's going to be able to pick up all these Hellions and dive straight into the natural base. The wall is the wall, but again, medevacs don't care about your walls.
Yeah. Let's go over the wall.
Yeah. Forehead.
Yeah. Alright, probes are lining up a little bit. This one stalker is going to prevent, well, I was going to say going to prevent more casualties, but I kind of forgot what the purpose of medevacs was, evidently.
Yeah, but you know what?
Lifts up, picks up even more probes.
Yeah, nice overcharge, nice surround there by GunGFuBanDa. He does lock down one of those Hellions, but at the same time, one more SCV.
What's going on here, guys? That's what.
Misrallied SCV also comes into the main base. Eventually, GunGFuBanDa will clean everything up, but not before losing 7 probes.
It's quite a lot this early in the game, but thankfully for GunGFuBanDa, he, was playing economic regardless, so he is still a little bit ahead. Well, I say a little bit, but he's literally 8 workers ahead of Clem at the moment. Mules do even that out a little bit for Clem, but yeah, you don't want to be relying too much on that.
Yeah, exactly. As we do see the Stalkers here across the map, they almost focus down that medevac, but in the end, Clem will be able to keep it alive. Nice lock-on, also takes out one of those Stalkers.
And yeah, that's just kind of preventing or releasing some of the pressure that GunGFuBanDa is trying to apply on Clem right now. As Clem, he's getting his stim, he is getting more axes. There is not a third base to be seen for him. He wants to hit a very potent timing.
Oh yeah, with stim, with combat shields. Thankfully for GunGFuBanDa, he does see this, so he is fully aware. And now he can start preparing back at home. Obviously, we did already have Blink coming on the way. First Immortal is coming out as well. If he so chooses, he can throw down a Robotics Bay for those Colossus. But for the time being, again, he's looking to focus a little bit more on his Gateway army.
Yeah, he's definitely got options available to him. Love this from Clem, though, even before the big push is happening. He's just being active with whatever he has right now, trying to take that map control and create more blind spots for GunGFuBanDa. Keep him guessing on where the eventual push is going to hit.
Yeah, exactly. That does spot this army moving out, so GunGFuBanDa is already getting in position. We do have a shield battery on the way, but it's still on the way. It's not done yet.
Yeah, GunGFuBanDa going to have to be careful there, but Clem decides, I don't want to overextend either. I don't want to push into that.
He
So I'm
does.
not gonna.
Yeah, he doesn't go into the third base. He does rotate around in towards the main base. Can he do too much here? I mean, with only Marine, Stim is done, to be fair. Oh my god, he's going to be able to focus down these Stalkers. Gets one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to kite Marines when they have Stim over there and you don't have Blink. Well, actually, GunGFuBanDa does have Blink, but regardless, 8 probes are still going to go down. Love the decisiveness from Clem.
Yeah, and he's not done at the same time. His main army is going to be pushing on forward. Ooh, the Cyclone goes down immediately, but there's not a lot here protecting the Immortal.
Yeah, the entire buffer has been taken out. That one sentry throws on one force field, but everything else goes down regardless. There are a couple of Stalkers being recalled, but that's actually a really good concave for GunGFuBanDa.
Oh god, it really is. The focus fire was insane. Clem still takes down. Oh my god, he turns around, and he's going to be able to focus on every single one of these Stalkers.
Wow, baits him completely out of position, takes out so many of them. And behind that, 14 probes have gone down. Things are just about even right now when it comes to the worker count. Obviously, GunGFuBanDa does have that extra base. But that was, yeah, much more damage than I think Clem should have gotten.
Yeah, it's insane what he's been able to do with so little. Widowmine shots are going to go off here on the Zealot's charge. Is still not done. It only just now starts, and this could be the beginning of the end. The Stalkers have so low HP. The Blinks are okay, but it may not even be enough.
These Marauders are really ripping their way through here. Clem takes a very quick game number 1.
Oh my god. Oh, the amount of damage that Clem was able to do, not just with his drops, but even with what little Marines he had available to him. The target fire there, the stutter stepping in the mineral lines on the Stalkers. It was crazy.
Man, Acheron's control really impressed me earlier today. Yeah, then I remember why, one of the many reasons why Clem is just straight up the top Terran player in all of Europe, and also I think the entire all of non-Korea, essentially.
The foreign scene.
Even rivals, even rivals some of the Korean players.
Yeah, definitely. Like Clem, he is straight up one of the best, and I think we all got to see why. Like, GunGFuBanDa isn't a bad player whatsoever. He's a solid player here in the European region, but Clem just had his way with him.
Really did. And again, I would not want to be in GunGFuBanDa's position today.
Again, as you were saying before, it's really rough to be going up against the top 2 players in your group. Top 2 players of the region, period.
Yeah. And actually, I have to wonder this about GunGFuBanDa, because today is actually just straight up his first day of the current season of DreamHack, competing in the group stage. Is it better for him to face the favorites early on, or would he rather play them later down the line?
That's
maybe a blessing in disguise for him.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, thankfully, like, even though like we are having some rough series to start with, again, like, they're the favorites, you know, like, are his expectations really going to be crushed here? He's still got plenty more days to recover. Like, we'll see.
Indeed, we shall, as we continue our series on Hotwire. We're in the top right-hand corner map, swinging all the way in the top right-hand corner. We have the blue Terran player hailing from the land of France. He's, of course, going to be representing Team Liquid. We have Clem. Hurrah.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire ESL, we have the German Protoss player himself. He is red, representing his brand new team, Team Synthex. It is GunGFuBanDa.
Who, yeah, it's kind of, at least for today, having his final hurrah of the evening. You know, this is, again, the final match, not only on the stream, but also the final match that is scheduled for GunGFuBanDa today.
Oh yeah, exactly. We'll see if he can really make it, well, make Clem work for it here, as we are still mid-series. You know, it was a rough game 1, but you know he can kind of shake this off and recover here in game number 2, as he does force this away once again. Clem being very annoying with an NG block.
Just love the strutting of this SCV.
Yeah, he's threatening. He's like, oh, I'm going back in. Oh, but looks like we will see a cancel on the NG Bay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does he want to risk throwing down another eBay when the SCV is that low? He was thinking about it. He really was, but the Nexus does get thrown down in time for GunGFuBanDa. The SCV has already done its job, and it will be going home.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Like, this SCV was a menace, mate. But finally, it is forced to go all the way back. And GunGFuBanDa, he can finally expand. You know, he can take care of his own bases here. And we'll see how he approaches this game. In game number 1, he did try and go into Blink Stalkers and try and get into a game, but his opponent was so aggressive. And this is what I was wondering about. Instead, he just changed his course completely.
Yeah, Stargate going to be coming out for him, so potentially playing a little bit more, or focusing a little bit more on defenses and crowd control if, you know, he is anticipating a push coming his way later down the line. But of course, with Phoenixes and potentially even Oracles, he kind of has the initiative to be more active early on.
He really does, right? He can be the aggressor. He can be the one forcing Clem to stay at home and have that map control. So we'll see how he goes here. As Clem is playing this safe, he actually does throw down his natural base here on the high ground, so it's not going to be interrupted. He's not going to be disturbed or perturbed by any kind of adepts. But interestingly, from here, he's going into more of like a 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, that's kind of the best way to describe it right now. What's throwing me off a little bit is that the, you know, factory timing wasn't quite synced up with a starport, but this is, you know, a different take on 2-on-1 coming out from Clem.
Yeah, or he may even just throw down the third racks behind this, to be honest.
He may.
Like, we've seen that before, as Clem is pushing out across the map here with what little units he has, or he gets a lock on one of the adepts.
Ooh. But it does break off as Clem understandably wants to focus more on that one gateway. And that's just about half of the production out right now for GunGFuBanDa.
Yeah, still only working off of one gateway. What's important as well is that Clem does see the Phoenix, so he's well aware of the Stargate opener, and he does decide to turn around and go back home.
Yeah, doesn't want to mess with Phoenixes and shield batteries at the same time. Stim immediately being researched. And no, there we go.
Yeah.
There's the third racks on the way.
Yeah, we actually saw this yesterday. Was it? No, it wasn't Euthermal because it was a TVZ, but in a TVP yesterday, we were able to cast this very same thing, kind of like a pseudo 3 racks.
It straight up might have been Clem who did it. Clem versus Art, was it?
Yeah, man, yeah, you're not wrong. I think it was just Clem doing it, yeah.
Interesting variation of a 3 racks here. Where it's kind of like opening up like a 1-1-1, but you're not getting the third one. It's just a 1-1 into 3 racks.
Yeah, I guess it's a 1-1-2.
Yeah.
Oh boy, but this hits hard, right? When it did happen to Art, similarly, it was up against Stargate. It was up against Phoenixes. The Phoenixes were having a really hard time because the move out was with Cyclones of all things. And sure, the Phoenixes were able to CC them down, but there was just so much DPS potential here, so much DPS output with the Marines and the Stim.
Man with gun, pretty good. Man with gun who is juiced up, even better.
Yeah, interesting choice here. Decides to pick up the men with gun instead of the tank. I love this. He's going to be slowing down that Marine count as Clem is pushing out across the map. And what do we have at home to defend?
Not that much. Again, he was working off of that many gateways to begin with. He does have a shield battery over here, though, and he does have a little bit of a gateway army. I think it does make sense a little bit to focus on the Marines, I suppose, as you know, the tank is mostly here for zoning and positioning.
Yeah, there we go. Immediately,
Marines
he does get
anymore.
CC'd, but the Marines, they just stim on 4. They take down every single gateway unit. There's only a single stalker left.
Yep, but that's a battery overcharge, and Clem not at all willing to overextend here. He already popped his 1 stim. He's going to take this very, very cautiously from here on out.
Yeah, exactly. That was a pretty close hold. I mean, thankfully for GunGFuBanDa, he was able to focus down that tank when he did, and it looks like he should be okay here. 3 more gates are being thrown down. Charge is on the way. He has the shield batteries, even has a second shield battery on the way in case the first one does get depowered or does get taken down. So, yeah, he's honestly not looking too bad here. Clem, though, he's coming in for a second wave.
And he's got fresh reinforcements coming with him this time. Medevacs are on the way as well. Combat shield on these Marines so they can take a little bit more punishment.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunately for GunGFuBanDa, this is before charge. Every single zealot gets picked off. The boys are pulled, and it's not going to be enough.
Yeah, shield battery now completely out of energy. Battery overcharge not available at this location just yet. Medevacs are here, and there's just even more kiting potential out now for Clem. That's kind of the issue of going for zealots as your defense, isn't it? You're kind of forced to pull out of shield battery range.
Yeah, and again, Clem just isn't slowing down. GunGFuBanDa wants to be the aggressor. He's trying to throw down a proxy gateway across the map so we can turn the tables here on Clem with his charge lots. Will he even have the opportunity to use this, though?
There's a possibility, but considering the army supplies right now, like considering the Bioforce hammering down GunGFuBanDa's door, doesn't seem very likely.
Exactly. The Phoenixes are taken out, so are the Zealots. It looks like one-man shot is not gonna go off. Oh my
man.
God.
He knows that that would hurt him more than it would hurt GunGFuBanDa, so Clem just cancels that by lifting up. GG is called, and in less than 15 minutes,